everyone talks about the genocide in Palestine, Pakistan. Well, not so much Pakistan at this point, but that could end up being the next target of the. It's part of Persia. No one wants to talk about the genocide of the United States, the people in the United States. The genocide's still going on, even especially among indigenous peoples of the land that's now known as the United States. Um, it's not as it's not as bad as it is in Palestine in many ways, but it's a war zone on the streets in many cities. People people trying to get back into the system are willing to do anything, even harm their own kind. Always shit. And why aren't people just going out as individuals, seeking out the most healthy food that they're able to get for the price, not just junk food that people like to taste the taste of, looking for things that are actually helpful. I encourage many of you who are already doing your best to help the homeless to go look at Nathan Reynolds' channel, Becoming a Linonite and a Millenite. You can do a lot more good for people if you know how to buy healthy food. They talk about mental illness. Well, some of that is caused by not getting good food. Pork is not food. Leftovers is not food, it's poison. Isaac and I have been sick here because of poisoned food in part. But the spiritual climate here is extremely bad here in Las Vegas. It's called Sin City for a reason. Genocide takes many different forms. Birth control, population control, military training, industrial jobs. What up, Dennis? Shitty, or should I say terrible, sleeping environments, illegalization of personal space just because you don't want to get a job for the industrial complex. That's destroying the earth, by the way. Industry is genocide. The pharmaceutical aspect of the industry is genocide. Secular government is genocide. Modern, quote unquote, education is genocide. The church is genocide. Oh, how could you say that? That's the body of... No, it's not the body of Messiah. It's an institution of the government to kowtow to people who seek after a religious feeling rather than a relationship with the Father. People say, "Oh, you're just church hurt." Of course I'm church hurt, because the church was created to hurt and destroy the spirit, soul, and body connection of humanity from our Heavenly Father directly, and connect you with people with the only goal of accumulating more souls for power, not to love people as a family. Messiah came to restore the house and family of Yaroshel, not to make a new institution called the church. Judah and the rest of his brothers, and Ephraim and his brothers, Their problem was they wanted to be a military industrial monarchy and not a tribal family connected directly to Creator himself, with elders to help guide the parents with their children, prophets, apostles or sent ones to preach the good news of the restoration of the house of humanity through Yaroshel, but back into Yaroshel through Mashiach, which has already come the first time. The only reason I'm not showing you the people around me is because it's illegal, and I could get in legal trouble for just showing people in general if they get upset at me. Because most of them don't like what I say when I make these videos. They're against it because they're convinced that they need to get back in the system. They're convinced that they are the problem by not being a part of the system, when the system is the problem. It's a headless corpse. Corporation, the United States of America, the corporation of each state. We ought to be concerning ourselves with seeking our Heavenly Father directly, and then Messiah being our mediator between us and the Father and each other. Paul was not establishing an institution like so many anti-Pauline people say. He was explaining the structure of tribal families, of a tribal family that our Heavenly Father came to restore through Messiah. The 12 tribes of Yaroshel, into which every man, woman, and child through Mashiach is grafted into as individuals directly connected to our Heavenly Father and to each other. There are functional systems appointed even in that structure. They're just not institutional. They are spiritual and biological. Oh, wait. I thought biology was just dirty, rotten scum. Only to an extent, because Satan himself is still connected. The devil himself still is connected to our flesh in many ways. And our duty is to submit to Yahuwah and resist the devil and his reign of terror through his minions. So I want to show you the genocide around me right now. But yeah, right there. That's another form of the fact that our shitties cause animals to become solely dependent on food products that we throw on the ground, which aren't really food products. They're actually processed drug-ish items. And pigeons like this are usually cool and calm, but because of what they're eating, they're monsters. I mean, they're terrified of people, but they treat each other like people treat each other when they're being genocided. They're confused. They don't even know how to live in the wilderness. They don't know what a seed looks like. They just eat what's tossed out there. They avoid fruit and vegetables, but they'll eat bread. That's poisonous. So it's not that we shouldn't feed the animals. It's that we should know what to feed them and how to get them out of the cities, and do our best to get out of cities ourselves. Find out where the land of our ancestral heritage is and leave the United States of America and leave our military posts all over the world and go back to the countries we actually are ancestrally tied to, and stop fighting for an ideology. There's no equality in the United States. There's no equality in any of the imperially colonized countries. There's no freedom in any of them. Iran has a chance to break free from imperial rule, not by joining the United States and the state of Israel, but still get rid of Islam, get rid of the secular governance, push it all out, follow Messiah. There might be some initial physical bloodshed at first. Unfortunately, I'm not saying you should go out and physically take up arms, but that's going to be one of the reactions and responses that you're going to have to counter to break free from the program. Messiah flipped tables. He didn't draw blood or kill anybody, though. But there is going to be bloodshed, unfortunately. It's prophesied. It's going to happen if it's of him, if it's of Abba Father. If it's a narrative written that he don't want to come to pass, then it won't. But so far as I know, the apocalypse of Elijah is real. Truth. Check it out. The true Persia reunited. But don't go on an imperial rampage. Just defend your borders, push back the invaders, and reclaim your land. And everybody who finds that their ancestry is not in Persia, go back to your land. That's part of the collapse of Mystery Babylon, people returning to their land. And I'm encouraging every man, woman, and child in this land called the United States right now, and Canada, to do the same. Some of you might be ancestral to the land you're on, or at least in part. Choose which land you want to go to. And if you're married and she's not of your family lineage, be willing to let go of your ancestral lineage altogether and participate in protecting your spouse's borders.
That's a hand one right there.
And that doesn't necessarily mean you pick up physical arms. It just means that you
I got it.
stand by her and the family and your extended family on her side or his side. And do what you're able to without shedding blood. So, everything that this world is throwing at us is genocide. Institutionalized help of the poor is genocide. Institutionalized religion, genocide. Institutionalized education, genocide. Institutionalized medicine, genocide. Institutionalized government and economy, genocide. Institutionalized military, genocide. It segments the body into tumors rather than members. And they'll fight each other. We're supposed to be a living body connected directly to our Heavenly Father, who is our head, our Creator. Let the blood of Messiah become your cleansing, not genocide. Genocide makes it necessary to ethnically cleanse. That does not mean that you stop being the physical ethnicity that you are, or the physical lineage that you are. It just means that you are raised up into a spiritual lineage because you understand now that you're a spirit, not a merely a physical body. Connected directly to your Creator. Not all of you are able to receive this because many of you are.
All women are crazy. Shut up.
Yeah, many of you are not human anymore because you allowed yourself to be completely genocided into another creature.
How are we in this conversation? What's this?
I'm talking to those who still have hope.
Right.
to return to the Messiah
Crazy and all
and
men
be
are
saved and
fucking
delivered by him. Don't be an Esau. Don't sell your birthright just so you can get a morsel of bread. Don't receive the mark of the beast through the genocide that they have been pouring upon us through pharmakia, war, false education, false histories, false timelines. Creator himself is able to help you remember who you really are, where you come from, and when you came from. Thank you to whoever's watching, because it's not telling me who's watching. And shalom. May Yahaya wa Baruch and keep cause his face to shine upon you and give you shalom, as you seek to love him with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your mind, with all of your strength, to obey him in spirit and in truth, to love your neighbor as yourself, as he gave us commandment and left us with example in Messiah, Joshua. Dawid signing out.
Yeah, they give you one free. These things are free. And they can use it for every fucking